welcome to another edition of J&J Sports Talk. I'm your host, Jerry Drummond, with my guy, not Jacob today, but, we can do something a little better, Isaac James.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, of course. So, basically today, draft day, so big day. Ayton and Bagley went 1 and 2 today. We'll talk about Kawhi and then some LeBron James talk at the end because, Isaac, got to get that LeBron in for my guy. So, Isaac, give me your best player in the draft today, and that will be the best player.
I think the Suns chose right. I think Aiden's gonna be the best player in this class. You've seen him dominate in high school and college, and he just has that NBA ready body. He's a great post player. He's gonna kind of dominate in an era where post players are lacking. So I think that's my best prospect for this class.
Surprised you didn't say your boy Colin Sexton.
I do love Colin Sexton. I think Colin Sexton's going to be a dominant force, but I think Aiton's going to be the best one.
For me, I would definitely say Ayton too, but it's either him or Bagley. I think the question with Bagley is his defensive. He doesn't have the IQ. The IQ's not there, and that's my opinion. You saw him at Duke. He didn't really play that good of defense when he got switched on to guys and all that.
He couldn't handle Luke May.
I wouldn't go that far. But we just saw, Luka Doncic get picked by the Hawks, but then traded the Mavericks. So I guess the Mavericks are going to go to that international game, just like how they had Dirk Nowitzki. So Trae Young is going to be with the Hawks. I think he's my most overrated player.
I agree.
I think he's a walking contradiction. You say, he has limitless range, but he takes bad shots. Great vision, but led the country in turnovers. You can go all on about how he led the country in scoring. The man took the most shots I've ever seen in my life. Against Oklahoma State, he took like 40 shots. So who's your most overrated player?
I definitely see Trae Young, and I honestly think that Doncic is a little overrated.
I can see where you say that. I think Doncic has the lowest ceiling because he's already peaked pretty much, but I think he's the plug-and-play guy.
Oh, I agree. I think you can plug him in, and he'll do well, but I don't see him as an all-star caliber player. And to be picked that early in the draft, I think.
So you think he's just more of a role player, like a really, really good role player?
Yeah, average player, above average, but not an all-star.
I hate these comparisons of Trae Young to Steph Curry.
Oh,
I hate it.
Yep, it's terrible.
You can't compare a rookie to a all-star, an MVP, a world champion, the greatest shooter of all time. I don't think you can do that. Looking at the stats right in front of the screen, Curry scored more than him, but he did play in a weaker conference. But I'm pretty sure he took less threes and made more than Trae Young. And Trae Young, just like Curry, had the offense in his hand, but I think Curry just did a better job because he's better than Trae Young. He's smarter with basketball. For me, let's see. Overrated, definitely Trae Young. I just don't like him. I don't like him as a basketball player. That's my opinion. Others can have theirs. But this is a loaded draft class.
It is.
And it's going to be interesting to see what the Hornets do at 11. Hopefully Porter drops to Charlotte. But, loaded draft class. Interesting to see where these guys, fall to. Or Mo Bamba's still available at 6 right now as we're watching it. So, a lot of NBA news this week. Kawhi Leonard demands a trade out of San Antonio, which I think is great because in the NBA, you only get player mobility, once out of your, 13-year career. So I think this is great for him. Where do you think he goes?
I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough question. I think, today they said that he's not going to go to LA. The Spurs,
oh, really?
The Spurs closed the door on that trade, apparently. Yeah. So I don't know. Personally, for Kawhi, he says he wants to play for LA. So you know that unless he gets traded and really falls in love with the place he's going, then he's going to sign with the Lakers next offseason. So honestly, I think Kawhi's not going to be happy in any situation, really. So he might as well just stay on the Spurs, suck it up for another year, play for them, and then when your time comes, 2019, sign for the Lakers.
I think that's actually a good idea, my guy. This is why. If you're the Lakers and you're gonna trade away the farm, you're trading Ball, Ingram, and a first-round draft pick pretty much for Leonard. Sure, you'll get George and James, but you're giving away Lonzo Ball, who is your point guard of the future. Now, I understand you want a super team. You could win now with that team. I just don't think it's worth.
Wait a year.
Wait a year and get them for free.
You can win in a year, and
Yes.
then you can be stacked to keep winning.
Yeah, their lineup would be, let's see, it'd probably be Ball, Leonard, Ingram, James, and probably they play ultimate small ball.
Yeah. Well, and you have Kuzma.
Yeah, Kuzma.
Coming in there.
Yeah, I don't think it starts because he might.
I think it depends on how Ball and Kuzma play this season, because Kuzma outplayed Ball, no question, this season. So I think if it happens again, then you might have LeBron running the point guard, then you have Kawhi, then you have Kuzma, Ingram, and Paul George.
And you got Ball come off the bench.
Yeah. And
then also, I think if they get Kawhi this year, if it happens, I think LeVar might say, "Hey, I don't want my son in the shadow. Trade him to San Antonio." I think that's the best. That's the best thing. Oh, okay. Chill. I think that's the best thing. If Lonzo gets traded to Spurs, that's ultimate rebuild.
Yeah.
But quick update: Mo Bamba goes to Magic. What do you think about Mo Bamba?
I think he has a high ceiling. He kind of reminds me of Anthony Davis, just not as fundamentally sound as Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has great ball handling skills and is developing a great jump shot.
Yep.
But I think you see the athleticism,
and definitely the length.
Yeah. Oh yeah, long reach Anthony Davis, great defender. So I think he can be a great rebound and defensive big, and then obviously the athleticism, just toss it up there for him to go get lobs. Great fast break big. That's where I kind of see him going. I think that's a good pick for the Magic.
My guy Jay Money was saying every scout loves Mo Bamba, and he's right. And I think he's a little overhyped. Watching him at Texas, he took terrible shots. Yeah. He got way too in love with the 3-pointer. He can make it. He has good fundamental shots, shooting form. As a shooter myself, I love the fundamentals of the game. I think he has perfect form, but he needs the confidence is not there yet, which is just fine. So moving from Kawhi Leonard to LeBron, this is more of a hot topic because we honestly don't know where he's going to go. I'd love to hear what you have to think about him, knowing that you're a LeBron guy.
So obviously everybody knows the rumor that Bronny James has been committed to play for Sierra Canyon. Some people have said that rumor's false. So I think if the rumor's true, I think it's a lock for LeBron to go to LA. And then, you already have the draw for him to go play in LA. He has a home in LA.
Yeah.
And he said it's a decision for his family. It's going to be the biggest factor in the decision. So if his son's playing in LA, I think you'll see him in LA next season. But then also if that rumor's false, then you open up other doors, just Philadelphia. I don't really like him in Philadelphia.
I agree.
But then I think you have the intriguing possibility of him playing in Houston. And Chris Paul's been trying to recruit him, said he'd take a pay cut for him to come there. Mm-hmm. So, honestly, that if he wants to win championships, go to Houston.
This is what if I was LeBron, this is what I would do. I wish I was LeBron, but this is what I would do. So I would wait until either wherever Paul George signs. If he goes to LA, I'd go to LA. If he doesn't go to LA, I'm going to Houston. I think if he went to Houston, that's a pretty good team stacked up against the Golden State Warriors. I don't know if they probably get past them, but it'll be another probably tough.
Definitely. The Rockets should have. They almost did.
Yeah.
They should have gotten past them if they hadn't choked this season.
Yep.
And then you add the best player in the world. I think it's 6-game series tops.
Really?
6
games.
I think you have the possibility of a sweep.
I can see that because Chris Paul did get hurt, and LeBron's unstoppable. But here's the thing. LeBron and James Harden on the same team, that I don't know, because James can play off, or James Harden can play off the ball. Chris Paul, we've never seen him play off the ball.
I think it'd be interesting because now you have 3 good playmakers, 2 of the greatest playmakers of the game, in James and Paul on the same team. Mm-hmm. So I think it's an interesting concept. They like to play iso ball a lot, so I think with those great passers, then now you can turn Houston into kind of spread the floor team, run the fast break really well. But then also, if it comes down to it, you're adding one of, if not the best ISO player in basketball. So now you have 2 of the best isolation players in the game on the same team.
And I like how you said it. You could always just put James Harden in the corner and let LeBron drive and kick like we do at church ball. That's all we do. No one can guard us. Nobody. Not even Jacob Money can guard us. But it's really interesting to see where this he ends up, just because He's obviously the best player in the world. And I was listening to Colin Cowherd, his podcast, big fan. And people were saying, KD ruined the NBA. Honestly, in my opinion, I think KD made the NBA better because you're not having these average teams of one good player. You're going to have a great team with multiple players. And we're going to see probably the best basketball we've seen in the last decade or so in this next playoff if LeBron goes to a super team, which I hope he does. Just because Isaac, you know this. I used to hate LeBron, and I used to pray on his downfall. But I now believe he's better than Jordan. He's the best player ever, and he's the most fun player to watch in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I agree.
That's just I don't know what's happened, but I just love watching him play, and I think he'd do great on either Houston or LA. And I'm to be honest, I'm sick of seeing the Warriors win. They are Alabama in football. They are AIDS for the NBA. AIDS. But I love how they play team basketball, so I can't knock that. Got anything to say, Isaac?
I think you really summed it up very well.
Great. Well, thanks for this. Thanks for tuning in to this week's show, and hopefully we'll see you guys next week. See you then.